into what we have for the papers as we have it on the weekend. So I have with me the Daily Graphic Weekend Special, and on the front page of the Daily Graphic Weekend Special, with choice for CSR, Indomie, Calipo, condom. And also University Dawn calls for policy implementation, and marijuana, cocaine, heroin making Africa hard drugs transit hub, and that's from UNODC, and the story can be seen on page 13 of the Daily Graphic Weekend Special.
All right, on the front page of the Spectator, you have using social media to touch lives. Sikaman Palava and asthma diagnosis, not death sentence. Check your land title registrations. And lastly, don't brand old women as witches. Learn from them. And that's from Prof. Opoku at Jimine.
Right, I have the Daily Guide. Susu manager caged over assault. Asin Central NDCPC sacked over immoral acts. Army dismissed Jakpa over fraudulent conduct. AG proves, and the story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide. And also, Kweku Kwarteng heads Parliament Economic Committee. GNPC supports premix fuel explosion victims. And in the center page of the Daily Guide newspaper, we have the News One Entertainment. Haja for real case. Prosecution calls for stringent sentence. Ifya Shua chases Nana over free SHS. Court grants Mohbad's family a second autopsy. And also Dr. Likey made a $20K US from first YouTube video. Wow.
All right, on the front page of the Mirror, acid attack victims seeks justice and support, and that's in page 12 and 21. Event planning requires more than passion. Catherine Miriam Sechi to new bees. And yoga is not a religion, and that's by an instructor. Mason, 45, defiles 9-year-old, gives her 1 CD as bride.
Oh. Right, let's go to GhanaWeekend.com and check out the stories we have there. 2024 Praise Reloaded. Kanjo Metal break Shatawale and Stone Boys record for filling the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday. Romance scam case, Haja Foro sentenced to 1 year and a day in jail in the U.S. Lil Wayne set to release a song to thank God for life after the gory accident. Musicians earn more than footballers. Nigerian singer Portable. 2024 U.S. presidential debate, worst ever, and that's from Davido.
All right, court grants Mohbad's family permission to conduct a second autopsy. Late Nollywood legend Mr. Ibu laid to rest. Taster General Jimmy Quiz to appear on Upside Down on ChannelOne TV on Sunday. Gambo set standard with magnificent drip remix music video featuring Edem and US Jim Jones. Agenda and trolls on X motivate me to work hard, and that's by Wendy Shea. And I guess that's what we have on GhanaWeekend.com. Does anything actually hit you?
Yes, of course. The Haja for real case, as well as Dr. Likey's making $20K US. I think I would just take the Dr. Likey's one, because you know, last week on the show we were talking about how social media influencers can make money when we had the City Business Festival Creative Economy discussion. So let me just quickly read the Dr. Likey story. Dr. Likey made $20K US from first YouTube video. Comic actor Dr. Likey, also known as Aka Ebenezer, has revealed that his first earnings from YouTube skits amounted to $20,000 US. Significant milestone achieved with support of fellow YouTuber Woody Maya. In an interview on Emilia Brobe's Okukuseku show, Dr. Likey recounted the moment he discovered his YouTube earnings. He detailed how Woody Maya advised him to check his balance and withdraw the money from the bank. At the ATM, Dr. Likey was astonished at the machine continued to dispense dollars, making him nervous about the potential error or being accused of fraud due to the large sum from an account that was initially almost empty. However, a bank teller reassured him that the transaction was legitimate. Dr. Likey immediately called Woody Maya to confirm the authenticity of the funds. Woody Maya encouraged him to leverage the platform effectively and continue producing engaging content. Overwhelmed by the experience, Dr. Likey said he hid the money when he returned home and did not spend it until sometime later. Currently, Dr. Likey expressed pride in becoming one of the top earners from YouTube in Ghana. His journey highlights the potential of YouTube as a platform for content creators to achieve financial success. Chris, just this week, Facebook has been monetized in Ghana, and there's been a lot of conversations going up about monetization, social media monetization in the industry. And I think this is a good one, especially with Dr. Likey sharing his experience. Ghanaians will now take social media content creation a bit more serious and will be intentional about it, because many a times you create content and then you don't get to see the value you are deriving from the content, because as you and I are creatives, a lot goes into content creation.
Right.
Money, equipment, human resource, time, and all of that. And at the end of the day, you don't get anything for it.
You know, like you said, it's a very good way to help creatives in the industry leverage and making money. But the only problem right now is that we might be looking at, you know, everybody trying to be a content creator and trying by all means to put out content that does not really, you know, have a niche. Because already we see it sometimes when you go to some YouTube channels, it has no niche. They're stealing other people's content and they're putting it out there, and the list goes on. So if there's a way, for like some of these social media platforms to actually help in, you know, streamlining the kind of content that people put out there, especially not stealing others' content.
Right.
Because there are people out there that still go on other people's platform and steal it because those other people are not on YouTube.
Right.
You understand? And there was even an issue on Facebook that someone actually sort of like owns all, I don't want to call the name of the TV station or the TV on social media, but they kind of like own every music that is Ghanaian on Facebook. And that is a problem. Yes, so if you put out anything that is Ghanaian there, they can just flag you and say, sorry, this belongs to this TV. You understand? So if there is a way to work on those things, you understand, not to steal other people's intellectual property, and you making money off other people's intellectual property, then that will be great. Those are the things that need to be looked at. But I think it's a good way to, you know, to help creatives, especially in this kind of economy. And, you know, as easy as it sounds, it's not that easy too.
It's quite a lot of work.
It's quite a lot of work and a lot of patience.
Yes.
It's a lot of patience.
Yes.
If you don't have that patience, I don't think you can do it.
Yes.
But if you're a content creator, why not? Do something. Have a niche. Excite us, entertain us.
You know, one thing that I think we should do on social media, especially on Facebook, because it has just been monetized, or one thing that came to me yesterday when the whole conversation was happening on social media, is the fact that now people are going to have limitations to reacting to your post, because the numbers is the money. So if I want to generate funds from my content, I may not like your content. I'm just saying people are going to be selfish to some extent.
I don't look at it in that sense, but I just think there's going to be more of very subpar content, content that does not make sense. Especially, we see it on Twitter. The minute you get verified, they expect you to start making money out of it, because it's a way that, you know, Elon Musk is trying to reward you for actually paying for the verification. If you pay for the verification, we're going to help you make money. You understand? And at the end of the day, we see very, very subpar content, content that does not make sense. Every and anybody is just verified. They are putting out lies just for reactions. They even go ahead to insult people just for reactions, and when they get that reactions, they get paid for that. You understand? So that is the downside of this whole thing. That's what I think. But anyway, let's check on the Mirror. Mason, 45, defiles 9-year-olds and gives her 1 cedi as bride. I'm not going to go through all the story, but I'm just going to share my thoughts on it. You know, a Mason at Shia near Ho Martin, who on 2 occasions lured a 9-year-old girl into a bathroom and had sex with her before. No, he didn't have sex. That is not having sex. He raped her. Okay? Let's use the words right. He didn't have sex. It was not consent. So, and with her, before giving her 1 Ghana cedis to maintain secrecy over the sex act, was last Wednesday sentenced to 8 years imprisonment with hard labor by the whole circuit court. Now, that's the only part I want to read. I'm happy that he's been you know, sentenced to 9 years imprisonment. I think it should have been more. It should have been more. Because you defile someone's child, and then you give the person one cedi. Now, this brings us to the conversation of sex education. Having this conversation with children and children having body autonomy is very, very, very important. It's important to teach your daughters, this is your breast. Down there is your vagina. It's not pee-pee. It's not some other word. Call it what it is. If children are confident in knowing their breasts and their privates, you understand, they can come and tell you, Mommy, this person touched me here. They can actually let you, they can even actually let the person know, Uncle, I'm sorry, you can't touch me here. Mommy said you can't touch me here. But if we keep on doing things in secret, thinking children are not supposed to know this at a certain age, you are going to put kids in trouble. It's very important for us to have this sort of conversations with our children. First of all, let them know their body parts. There's no nickname to it. Call it what it is. Call it in your language, call it what it is. In English, call it what, if it's French, call it what it is. Because at the end of the day, we do these things that, oh, kids are not supposed to know. You're not protecting them.
You're doing them more harm.
You're doing them more harm. They are not confident to talk about these things. Some will even keep quiet and continue going through that abuse.
You know, I was going to add that when we are going from a typical Ghanaian home, parents are not making their children vocal. They don't let the children, even if the child has a question about sex education or anything about body autonomy they want to ask, keep quiet. You are not old enough to have such a conversation. Why are we shutting our children? We don't see that with children outside Ghana, or even Nigerian children are very vocal. They are learning
it in schools.
Yes, they're so eloquent.
They are learning it in
speak
schools.
Their mind.
It's in schools, in primary, in some primary schools in Nigeria now. They teach body autonomy because of these issues. Children are supposed to know their body parts. They're supposed to be confident about their body part. And they're supposed to know that when somebody touches you here, this will happen. Okay?
It's high time parents actually listening to their children when they have anything to tell them. But anyway, kudos to the Ghana Police Service for apprehending the culprit and then serving him the jail term. I agree with Chris. I really agree with her. He could have gotten more, or he should have actually gotten more. Anyway, that's all we have for you by way of what's on the papers this morning, as well as some online stories. We take a quick breather. When we come back, there's more on the show. Do stay with us.